So in this lesson we are going to build an IK-FK switch. Right now we do have the IK working, and if we turn all the visibility of the FK controls, the FK should work as well. So yeah, let's go in and set that up. So to add a control here, we want to add an attribute to the master control. I'm going to go to edit with the master control selected, add attribute, and for the name, let's name this IK, let's do it left arm IK FK switch. Let's make this an enum, and then I'm going to have it be set to IK for the first attribute, and the second attribute we are going to set it to FK. So this gives us the ability to choose back and forth. Now we just need to tell it what it's going to do. So for IK, we want these controls here to be visible, and we also want the skeleton to be accessible to that one. Actually, we can still hide that by hand. No, we'll just do it with the code there, and then we'll hide the folder later. So I'm going to go to animation key, set driven key, and then set. This is going to bring up our set driven key window, and we want the driver. So with the master control selected, we want the master to be the driver because this control here is what's going to be driven. So I want the control, that control, and I want the IK skeleton to be controlled by that. So I'm going to load all those as driven. So I have the three choices here. So right now it's set up the way we want for IK. So if we select here, we can see that IK is showing. So with this control selected, I'm going to go to visibility, set key, and I'm going to make sure I do that for each one of the controls. When I do that, you know that it has been done because it has a keyframe showing there on the window. Okay, so I'm going to switch this over to FK. And when I switch that to FK, I can now go through and adjust the visibility option here. So I'm going to turn it off and then key and do that for each one of the controls. I'm making sure that I have the IK switch and the visibility selected there. Key. So I'm going to close this and check that this is working. So let's go to the master control. Right now it's an FK. The IK controls are hidden, and the IK. So if we go here, we can see it. And FK, it's invisible. We can see that the IK skeleton is invisible. We have the original skeleton and the FK joints only visible now. So let's look at doing that for the FK controls. So this should be the FK controls. I'm going to turn the visibility on. So I have 1, 2, and 3 controls. Let me turn off the geometry right now. Later on we can adjust to make sure it fits around the geometry. But I'm just going to turn the visibility of the geometry off so that we can work with it a little bit easier. 1, 2, 3. Those controls we want to be ran by this switch also. With this one, we can do a connection, direct connection, because it's going to be doing exactly the thing that we want with the connection. We don't have to do any extra plugs or anything. It's much faster doing it that way. So let's go to General Editors, Connection Editor. So I have the master control. So I want to take the outputs from this. And the outputs will be, it's an enum, so it starts off 0, then 1. And if we do that to the visibility of any object, so let's say the shoulder control, we switch it to 0, it turns off, and we type in 1, it turns on. So that's what we want to do. I am going to reload right, connect that to visibility. And we can check this right now. FK is good, IK is good. The only thing I want to do is make sure that I have that with the FK skeleton also. So I'm going to go to the joints. I have the FK joints here. Reload right and connect that to the visibility. Let's check that that is working. FK, IK, FK, IK. It all looks great. And that's how you do the IK-FK switch. Right now, they're only driving themselves. We will go in and connect it to the bind rig in a future lesson. So, there you go. See you in the next lesson.